What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into the Iraqi dinar. Not a whole lot going on, but some interesting things, that's for sure. All right. You guys know if you're thinking about buying precious metals, give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and get a free half ounce of silver. You guys know I got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we do talk about investment opportunities, gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. You guys know I got another YouTube channel called The Hidden Things in Front of Your Eyes. For some reason, YouTube's not allowing me to put subscribers on there. It's been the same number now for a few days. So there's definitely something going on. I got dinked a couple of times on some videos over on that end. So there's a reason why I separate my dirt here. But if you guys want to, check out some videos I made on current events, I encourage you to come over here and check them out. All right. So here is some interesting news. Is it me, or does she look like she just heard something really, really super exciting? That's Miss Blashart. That's the lady that is the official liaison between the United Nations and Iraq. So we always like to pay attention to what she's saying, because she's kind of a big deal. And she would be one of the key figures when the RV and ORI happens, okay? She is making sure that the international community is aware where Iraq stands at all times. So when it comes to like money laundering or, funding terrorists, all that kind of stuff, her job is to go there, make sure it's not happening, and let Iraq know what is expected of them by the UN, which is important, okay? Anyways, we're just getting ramped up for the elections. The early elections start in June. Okay, so this is the first time that an election of this type has ever been done in the history of Iraq. And they are really reaching out to everybody to come and pay attention and monitor to make sure that the election goes perfect, or as close to perfect as possible. So, anyways, it says the Board of Commissioners of an independent high electoral commission in Iraq announced on Thursday that the distribution of 12 million electoral cards, indicating that more than 14 million citizens have registered the electoral data. See, we need something like this. It's just another version of a voter ID, but there's a reason why they don't want to hear in the United States, because they like to rig these elections. The representatives of the Secretary General of the United Nations in Iraq revealed a request submitted by the Iraq government to the United Nations Security Council regarding the protection of the integrity of the elections. So again, they're prepping up. They're getting ready now. Iraq is on the verge of an election, the first of its kind in the country's history, indicating that Iraq will be divided into 83 electoral districts. So I'm happy for them. And again, we really hope that they don't end up in our situation with the rigged election. Let's hope that what they find out is, the vote is going to be by the people for the people, and they get into the people that they want. So you see some resistance from Iranian-backed parliamentary people, of course. That's like their version of our Democrats. Anyway, so they're preparing. They're reaching out to the international community, the United Nations, to say, hey, make sure you please come and help us. Let's make sure that this election goes good and that the people can feel confident in this election. They keep reaching out to us to help them. I don't know why we can't even guard our own elections. Nonetheless, there's 52. He has appointed that 52 assemblies and 19 international organizations expressed their desire, as embassies, desire to monitor the parliamentary election in Iraq. So Ms. Blashart, the representative of the State General of the United Nations in Iraq, indicated that the elections are one of the biggest challenges facing us and requires a real nail. Is that right? It requires a real nail for all efforts. Yeah, see, sometimes when these, just so you know, these things come out in the language, multiple languages that are spoken in Iraq. So when they get translated over into English, the translation isn't always, I don't think they're, it's not right. So when you read them exactly like it is, it's, Yeah. Anyways, so that's exactly what they're doing is they're preparing everybody. They're getting everybody there, ramping things up. But this isn't until June, but we are almost going into February. So we're about 5 months away. Not even 5, I'd say 4 if you think about it, because the beginning of the month is when the election is held. So let's feel excited about Iraq. I'm curious to see what direction they go into. The president of the republic receives a written message from the king of Jordan. As you guys know, Jordan and Iraq have been talking about, they signed some memorandums of understanding. They're going to start doing trade and business with one another. This is good. Also help each other in different areas, including security. So this is just the king writing a letter to the president saying how he's very happy that they decided to work together. It says Bahram Sulay's affirmed keenness to advance the frameworks of bilateral cooperations between the two countries. Iraq's aspirations to build advanced relations and rise the level of cooperation with the Kingdom of Jordan. Again, what I'm noticing, and we're starting to see this, where in the past there was so much turmoil in the Middle East, now there seems to be a lot of these Arab nations are coming together like a brotherhood. Okay, and so we're still seeing these nations lining up with Israel to try to bring peace to the Middle East, but also believe, this can bring a lot of prosperity to the Middle East. It really can. There's no reason for the people over there to suffer. So I hope they continue down the path of peace and start working with one another. They really have a lot of prosperity. There's a lot of wealth there, that rightfully belongs to the people. So we'll see where this ends up. Yeah, I like to see this. And the reason for that, again, if you think about how each person's currency or each country's currency gets its value on exchange rate. The currency gets its value from strong economies, stuff that support the currency. So when you see these countries coming together to work with one another in business and trade, of course, all it does is strengthens their economy. So that's what we want to look for. So I told you, don't just look for an RV or an RI that comes out announcing something. There are other factors that we can be watching. Pay attention to what's happening in the economy. Pay attention to what's happening, with the US dollar. If it loses its value, do you see what I'm saying? So that's what we want to watch for. So anyways, this is a joint statement about them all working together, and it goes down into detail the different areas in which they're going to work together. I won't bore you with all this. As usual, the links are down in the description. Just know that they're going to be doing a lot of work between Jordan and Iraq, which is really, really nice. The Arab Monetary Agency signs a new agreement for dollar settlement services through the BUNA. Is that right? It's like tuna, but the BUNA platform. The Arab Monetary Fund has signed a cooperation agreement with the global bank, the GB Morgan. It's like JP Morgan. Like how they did that? Yeah. Whereby the bank will provide settlements of payments in US dollars through the BUNA, Arab Payment Platform, affiliated to the Regional Cooperation of Arab Payments, Clearing and Settlement, owned by the fund, which is the Arab Monetary Fund that they're talking about. According to the publication of the Arab Monetary Fund, followed by the news, the inclusion of the US dollar as a settlement currency on the BUNA platform for Arab payments in the list of settlements currencies listed on the platform. Basically what this does is it makes it very easy for all the Arab nations to do trade with one another. They have a multiple of currencies in which they could do trade. Again, this is similar to what I was talking about the other day. It's just now they're saying that the US dollar has been added, making life much easier for those who have trade partners within the Arab nations. But they also have what's known as the Arab accounting dinar if things are too out of whack as far as the currency exchange rates. Some currencies are more valuable than others. That's one of the issues that they were talking about, how they needed 3 different countries that were part of these Arab on this agreement. There's 23 nations on this agreement, but they needed them. Some of these countries had too weak of currency, so they needed them to get strengthened. So this is good. This is going to help with trade. That's what we look for. Convenience, things that help bolster each other's economies. Very good. The middle of the week, voting on the 2021 budget. Now, remember, we heard this several times. Oh, the budget's good. We're ready to go. But they never sign it. They never pass it. Why? again, they can't do it until the Erbil in Baghdad agreement has been signed, because some of the budget is pertaining to that. The dues and fees. You heard me talk about that several times. So next week, the Kurdish delegation will return to Baghdad to complete the talks on oil and the budget. So my understanding is that the talks are preliminary. They've already made all the agreements. It's just a matter of the financial committees between the two finalizing everything that needs to be done. So this is really good. Finally, we just need a budget to get going. So, and then now Barzani saying to the U.S. ambassador, we are ready to work and coordinate with Washington to strengthen relations. So in other words, congratulations. You guys are new administration. Nice to meet you. What are we going to be doing together in the future? That's where they are. So again, I told you there's not a lot of news out there right now, but I do like the fact that they're getting ready for the elections. I'm excited for the people of Iraq. I'm curious to see how that election goes. Hopefully they won't run into any issues like we did here in the United States. Anyways, you guys, look, people keep saying, Pimpy, I mean, with things going the way they are, the dinar devalued, should I be buying more? Didn't you say something about cost average? I go, that's pretty slick, because I did, but I was talking about cryptocurrencies and gold and silver, but I guess it applies to any assets that you can invest in. So our friends over there in the NESARA shop do have currencies available for you. The link is in the description. They even have their Iranian rial. They have the Vietnam dong, as well as the Iraqi dinar. But I also want to bring to your attention, because some of you are telling me when you're trying to ask questions, you can't reach them directly. Is there a way to reach them? Well, they let me know that they are now on Telegraph. Is that right? Telegraph. So you guys can look them up on their NESARA shop. So if that platform will allow you to talk to them, and they can respond quicker than if you do it any other way. So if you have any questions, or you're following up on the status of an order, that's the best way to do it. So go to Telegraph if you have it, and look up NESARA shop, and they'll be able to respond to it much quicker there. Okay, everybody? So yeah, not a lot going on, but it is exciting to see things moving forward in a positive fashion, and that's what we want to see. All right? Let me know what you guys think. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later.